Okay, good morning, everybody. I just want to quickly go over the Oaks program. Out of the scale of 1 to 10, where my confidence level are with this particular program, it's probably hovering around a 3.5 to 4. I don't like the program at all. The rail out 5 meters, the soft 5, it's just a big question mark for me. And, to be honest, the carnival for me has always been an odd time. We get some nice results, but also when it goes bad, it goes bad. The biggest thing is as I've always said, during the carnival, trainers get their horses ready. The intelligence in the market is far it's at a heightened level with everything, and a lot of favourites do win. We were pretty stiff on Tuesday. I thought that a couple of seconds had gone our way, and I did make one mistake throughout the program. That was that one where I think Pike's runner, we got second and third. I actually had that runner ready to be sent out as a bet, but I didn't want to overstake. So it cost us maybe a win here and there. And then obviously the last two races I pulled out, and we got the last winner. But and then like the Melbourne Cup for me was something that I was not keen on at all. I go against my rules when I take on unknown runners, and the winner to me was an unknown runner. I just didn't write it on the sheet, and this is the problem with the Melbourne Cup. It's just full of too many unknown runners, and it's just destroyed anything that I try to do. My last winner for the Melbourne Cup was Prince of Penzance, so I haven't had a great track record purely because of all these unknowns, and the two that crossed the line were basically the unknown runners. And we got third. So, and today I'm not super keen, and I'm always honest with everybody. I'm not going to oversell it and try to make it as if, oh yeah, look, I'm super keen. I'm not. So don't expect a lot of bets today, because I'm not, overly keen on the meeting. I thought the meeting was exceptionally difficult, and you can tell by the amount of picks I've got. That's the thing. When you look at the picks that I have, all right, and there's 4 or 5 picks in a race, it's never a good sign. It tells me that the numbers are really tight. But anyway, we're just going to quickly go over race 1. Now, it's pretty standard. 88% pot is fairly decent. We're taking on basically the 2, who does rate, but we just need a better price. The 4, the 6, the 7, and the 11. All right, there's also there was one runner here that does bother me, and that was number 1. I know the horse. I actually know the owner that owns this particular runner, but I think it's more of a synthetic track runner. But you never know. Like, they've got it in the market. It rates, but it doesn't rate well enough. I need that horse at $10. So to me, we're just basically taking on the 2. The 1 is a slight danger. So it could be an okay start to the day. All right. So this will be definitely a betting race. But we just need to see, obviously, better price on the 7 at the moment. As you can see, it's not up to, we got it rated at 5.15. So we're hovering around what the markets are saying. All right. So, as again, the 2 is the runner to beat, but it's just a poor price. We go to race 2. Okay. And what's this? We've got 9, 10, 11, 12 the first starters. 4 unknown runners. So basically, we're taking on 4 unknown runners. So what I do in this particular type of race is, again, I have a theory, like if these unknown runners are ridiculous prices, like the 9 is, I think it's a stupid price. They've got to be really good to beat these runners with runs. All right, I always look at them and go, you need to be exceptionally good. Now, we don't know if they are, if they're not. That's why they're unknown runners. I think it's criminal how they don't allow anyone to see the trials, but that's for another subject. So at the moment, it is a pass race. But if I see something in the markets that I like and I might take them on, well, then be prepared that I might send a text through. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that we're not having a bet, and let's just leave the race alone. And also, I want to see more for these runners. We've got the 1 rated at 460. The 2, we've got it rated at 660. So for me to take on the unknown runners, I want more for these top 2 runners. I'm not overly concerned about the 3, the 5, and the 6. All right, but I just need to see more money. But for this particular argument, we're just going to let the race go and see how we're going. All right, race 3. Okay, we've got the race 3. We've got the 1, the 2, the 3, the 2, 3, 5, and the 8. The horse to beat here is the 6. It has rated, okay, and the 9. Okay, the 6 and the 9 are big concerns for me, but the pot's decent enough to take them on. The reason why I dropped the 6 and the 9 is because of price. Nothing to do with ratings. Well, it has, because the rating reflects their prices. I've got this thing rated, obviously a 350. All right, we came close, and then I've got the 9 rated at I think at $6. We're not going to get close to that price, so I didn't bother putting it in. But again, it's a decent sized pot. We need to see what these two runners are doing. The 2, the 3. The actual race is quite hard, to be honest. There is a whole heap of chances. Anything could win this. So we need to be careful. And again, I need to see what the markets are doing. And then when I have a look, I'll make a call. But at this stage, the race is a betting race. All right. We go to race 4. Okay, 11 is the unknown runner. Race is a distance race. The runner, one of these imports have beaten us 2 times over the last 7 days. Okay, so we've got the 11 here. All right. Now, as we saw again, all right, these distance races, these imports are just killing us at the moment. I can't seem to I don't have any data on them. So it is a concern. All right. Again, we got beaten. Ashrani, I had it as a sub runner on Saturday. Import, it beat me. The Melbourne Cup, imports, they beat me. They're just far superior runners than ours. That's the problem. These runners are bred to go over long distances. We all know. I don't need to go over the reason why, how come, but this is a type of race where in my opinion, we only really have to beat the 11. But the 11, it's trained by a good trainer. Bowman's on it, so we are taking on. It will be a betting race for me. All right, we've got the 5 as the sub runner. We need better price for it. So for me, we just got to beat the 5 and the 11. But be prepared. Again, guys, I could sit here and I can work out what the markets are doing, and I can tell you, bet or no bet. And if we bet, okay, it will be purely because I think that what the markets are doing. But I might get it wrong, and we just got to be prepared to the fact that the 11 might beat us, like they have been beating us pretty much all the time, these unknown runners. Or I might see in the markets to suggest, hey, you know what, King? Leave the race alone. All right? That's my call that I make. All right? And that's the call that I need to make, govern on what I'm seeing, obviously, on the markets and through Betfair. All right? So it's a 50-50 bet call now, but let's just say that is a betting race. Okay? And let's just see how we go. We're not outlaying a large amount of units anyway, so it could be okay, it could be not. But let's just see how we're traveling at the moment. All right, we go to quickly to race 5. Race 5 is okay, so look at that pot, it's 66% pot, right? And then I looked at who are we taking on. And now I found this race to be actually really, really hard. Dropped the 6 in the 8, okay? I thought both of them are poorly priced and definitely can be beaten, but they are definitely rated. It just all came down to price. All right, so here, and I also didn't mind number 1. So we're now taking on 3 runners, and that pot is fairly low. So again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 runners and a low pot, and we're taking on 2 runners. Now, the smart thing to do here really is to bin the race. So unless we get big overs on these runners here, right? So when you're doing this on your own, all right, we need to see like prices that are well over minimum rated prices to actually have a bet. Because you've got to remember, we are taking on, we're outlaying 3 units, so it's a fair bit, all right, and we are taking on 2 runners that are very much in the markets, the 6 and the 8, all right, and also we've got another runner up there that I am worried about. So these are the type of races that I look at 5-10 minutes out, and I make the call and say, right, what do we do here? And I look at the markets. So if you're on your own and you're in doubt, pull out, right? Because more than likely this should be a pass race, purely because we're taking on 3 runners, all right? The only reason why I think it's still a bet now is because number 2 we're rated at 730 and we can get $9.50 for it, so that's decent. Number 3 rated at $5, and that's the one that's where I don't like, because my prices have aligned with theirs. I don't like that, and so we're still looking at a race, and look at here, number 4 I got rated at 88. So we're hovering around this mark. We need these things up at $9. We need this thing here around $7. We need this, and that's probably about right. And that's where I will bet and go, you know what, I'm gonna take these 2 runners on. All right, but at the moment, as I said, it's a 50-50 call, and it's not looking like an overly big bet or something that we might have to just let the race go. But we've got to see how we're travelling. I will be navigating, so it should be fine. Okay, so these runners on top, drop the 3. Okay, so this is another race where who we got over here? Race 3. Yeah, I mean race 5. Now we've got a decent pot here. Okay, now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got run. Now the runner that we have to beat here, I think, is the 5, but we just need a better price for it. And the 3 is a big concern. All right, so we're basically taking on 3 runners, despite the 101% pot. We just have to be careful here. All right, we need to see what the 3 and the 5 are doing, especially the 5. All right, because it is a runner that I'm pretty keen on. It's just, as I said, I needed way better price. You know, we can't take it at 340 at the moment, but we certainly can be taking it at 415. Now, if we adjust it, okay, and some of these runners are below price, then we can add this in. Remember, if you want to add this runner in at 415 with all the other runners, the pot will be around 55%. It's no good. Okay, the only time we include the 5 is when one of these runners gets well below our price, and that's it. So at the moment, this race is a betting race, but we definitely need to watch this 3 and the 5. They're the only 2 runners that I'm really, really concerned about. All right, if we can beat these 2 runners, I think we win the race. All right, I can't see anything else pretty much outside of them beating us. We go to race 6. This is probably, this is the hardest race of the day. It's one of those, it's the equivalent of the highway race in Sydney. There's so many chances here that can win this race. I don't, it's not a race that I'm overly super keen on, but it's worth having a stab. It's 148% pot. We're not outlaying a huge amount of money, and these runners here definitely all rated. But also, so did the 4. So did the 8. There's a lot. The 8s. There's a whole heap of chances in this race. Again, I'm not going to go too much into it. The race probably will be a bet because we've got decent price and we've also got decent minimum rated, pot. So at this stage, it is a bet. Okay, now we go. I don't know what's going on with Dynamic. Again, it probably could be my internet, which more than likely it is. Guys, I have the worst internet in Australia, I think, here. Yep, the internet's down on me again. So I can't look at Dynamic odds at the moment. I can just go over the sheets. All right, you're seeing live what happens here all the time. I go in and out of internet access. Don't know why. Don't ask me why, but it's highly annoying. I've got 2 boxes. I've got a mobile and I've got a fixed. I keep switching over, and both of them just go on me. Okay, so now the Oaks. Okay, I want to quickly talk about the Oaks. All right, this number 1, it rated well, and it's probably the horse to beat. As I said, go single on the 1, but again, it all came down to price. Now, I've seen over the years, many years over, I've seen these runners come into the Oaks with the best credentials, with the best numbers, with they've got 10 lengths on every other runner, and they always seem to fail. My theory is that I know that they've set them for the Oaks. I know that's what their campaign is, but they get gassed, get into the Oaks. Then you got all these runners that come into the Oaks that are lightly raced, that have had a light preparation, and they come out at big prices and win. Now, over the years, it's been a 50-50 call. There's been a lot of favourites that have won the Oaks, and also there's been a few upsets. All right, I'm of the opinion, and it's rare that I have an opinion, that this could probably be that type of race where I think there could be an upset. Now, there's another horse that actually I don't mind, this number 13 for some unknown reason. I'm drawn to this number 13, even though it's not on the sheet. But, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks, and we're trying to beat the favourite. And let me tell you, the favourite has rated off its head. All right? It's rated really, really well. All right? Now, if we were doing a scale of 1 to 10, this thing's probably around the 6.5 mark. All right, but the chink in the armour is, and it can be beaten. All right, and obviously it's price. That's the biggest thing that I'm worried about. It's price. Okay, and that's why it's not on the sheet. But I can assure everybody it can win. Now the 2 and the 2 and the 6 are its biggest dangers. All right, and for the roughies, we've got the 5, the 7, and the 11. Again, I'm a little bit concerned about this 13. So when I might say sometimes, put a Coke and a kebab on it. So put $10 on it or $15 on it. All right, it's not a big bet, and it's paying $51. I thought it'd be around the $61 mark. I think its right price is about $65, $70. So at $41 or $50 at where it is at the moment, it's not the best price. You might think it's a great price, but it's not. All right, but I think that's the type of runners that could come out at big odds and win this type of race. All right, so again, we only have to beat the 1. All right, and I think the 1 can be beaten, or if it beats us, we just cop it. But again, it's a 96% pot. We're outlaying 2.51 units. Let's see how we go. Race 9, note the runners on top. This is by far the best horse I've seen. Okay. This 6. All right, let's quickly have a talk about the 6. When I look at numbers, I don't look at jockeys. I don't look at anything else. This thing is probably the best rated horse I've seen over the carnival. It's got maybe 7 lengths on the runners. Now you'll think, 7 lengths, we should back it. No, that doesn't mean anything to me at the moment. What it means is to me is that it's the best rated horse. It's got miles on them. All right, but these horses can be beaten. Now, when I say can be beaten, it's a poor price. I'm not taking $1.90 for it. I need well over, $2.50 for it. For me to take this single, I probably need actually $2.80, $2.90. So it's not a single bet for me anymore. So again, it's another race where I'll have to sit back and go, shall we be taking it on? That's my call when I watch the markets. At this stage, all right, if it sits around the $1.90, $2 range, well, then we might have to take it on. But I want to see sickness first. Now, when I say sickness, all right, I want to see it that it's not doing what it should be doing in the markets for me not to be taking it on. Okay, that's when I say about sickness, and I keep going on about that. I look for signs in the markets that suggest there's a chink in its armour. It can be beaten. They're going off on it. They're laying it. It's not right. But at the moment, truthfully, if we were working off the numbers, that this thing is pretty much the horse to beat. It just my internet's it's just come back on. So at the moment, there you'll see it there. It's $1.90. Okay, it's $1.90 for a reason. The corporates and everyone's seeing what I'm seeing. They're not. I don't have a unique thing where we've spotted something. That they can see the same numbers that I can see. All right, but what they don't also understand is what the other runners can do. And some of these runners do, are 4 or 5 lengths, or actually they're about 6 lengths off it. All right, but again, we just need to see if there's signs of weakness, signs of sickness to take it on. If we were betting right now, if this race was 2 minutes out, I'd be passing on the race. Okay, but we're not betting 2 minutes out. Again, this is not a set and forget sheets. These are we're live, and this is why we're live, so we can see things that other people are not seeing. Most people would be tipping this thing today. Every single tipster in Australia would be tipping this, and this is our edge. We go, right, okay, that's fair enough, and we could see it, but there are things that I like to see later on in the day that most people are not looking out for, and that's what I call sickness. Okay, guys, good luck. And again, I'm not super confident today. I don't try to bullshit or hide the fact of that. I'm not trying to, sound negative, but I don't like the meeting. All right, and it will reflect on what we do today for the betting. Again, I will be navigating, so just sit back, let me do my thing, and let's see how we go. Good luck.